Okay, welcome back to part 4 of things that are normal here in Denmark, but I'm scared to tell my American friends. And honestly, I'm not scared to tell my American friends this one. It's actually kind of common knowledge in the US, but even knowing this, when I first saw it here, I kind of couldn't believe it, but I was like pleasantly surprised. But something you hear a lot about Denmark is that people leave their babies outside in their strollers to sleep, and it is very true. Like I said, I saw it the very first day I arrived here and was just, I don't know how other people feel about it, other Americans feel about it, but to me it's just like such a sign of like safety and like trust in the community and stuff that I think it's a really great thing. And I wanted to talk about it more on here because not only does it apply to like babies napping in strollers, but a lot of times I'll be out with my kids in the cargo bike and I'm like, oh, I need to run into the grocery store really quick. And literally nobody bats an eye if I run into the grocery store and leave my kids outside, unless of course they're like acting crazy, which they tend to do pretty often. But I just love it because I remember growing up and my mom would literally just like leave us in the car while she ran into the grocery store and did like her full grocery shop because it was safer then. And when I lived in the US, something that I really hated is that when I was taking my kids, first of all, I always had to take my kids in the grocery store with me. And when we were getting back in the car, I always had to be like extremely careful about how I loaded us back in the car. Like I would have to make sure all my kids were locked and loaded in and I didn't ever turn my back for a second. Like there would be so many times that I would be buckling my kid into their seats and then just like crawl into the back seat with them and then climb over the front seat to get in because I didn't want to leave them alone for a second or like without my eyes on them for a second because unfortunately there's just too many risks in the US. But anyway, I'm super thankful that it's so safe here that I can leave my kids unattended for a few minutes or even their whole nap.